You know what is so stressful right now? Grocery shopping. I went grocery shopping today, and I have to go to 2 different stores because I shop at Aldi, but they just don't have everything. And I'll go to Wegmans also. We needed, like, the girls needed shampoo and conditioner and body wash, and I needed toothpaste. I cannot believe how much I spent today. And even at Wegmans, when I was cashing out, I kind of made like a whew. And the girl cashing me out, she's like, I was literally just talking about this with someone today about how expensive everything is and how the prices have gone up. Even at Aldi, I cannot walk out of there spending less than $150. Not when I'm buying groceries for a family of 5. And it is so stressful. And I feel so guilty, but I shouldn't, because I'm just putting food in my house to feed my family. Things really need to change.
When I just spent $300 on 5 items of grocery, and the cashier say, would you like to donate? Ma'am, unless it's me and my kids' name that's on that paperwork, no. In what world do y'all believe that we have enough money to just donate? Like, that's like a crazy way of thinking. And then I found out that those like organizations that they get the money for, they only get 10% of the money. So let's say you gave $1, they only give 10 cents to them. So why would I give you my money to keep inside of Walmart? And it's like the world's biggest scam. And then they look at you like, would you like to donate to St. Jude's? And then you look like a piece of shit because you're like, oh man, you know, y'all done brought in the kids and cancer like in the same sentence. Shit, yeah, put $2 on there, I guess. And girl, you see me swiping a food stamp card. You see me swiping a food stamp card. And unless them $2 can come with this food stamp card, I can't help you. You're telling me I'm helping hungry kids. I got 2 hungry kids in the buggy. I know you see them. You can tell the cashiers don't be wanting to say it, but the job make them. Whatever store you're in, it makes them say that. Them people don't want to ask you for that money. That's why I just like, no, thank you.
We're about to have a big supply chain crisis. There are going to be empty shelves all across America. So what do we stock up on right now? I'm not talking panic buying like during COVID. I mean, responsibly stocking up on things that might not be available, but also being conscious of the fact that your neighbors are also going to need to stock up on things. Don't be those people in July 2020 that bought all of the hand sanitizer and then stood on the corner selling it for 10 times the price. We're not doing that. We're taking care of our communities right now. We're looking out for each other because we know that the programs and policies that are supposed to be in place from the government to do that, to take care of the most vulnerable, they've all been obliterated. There's no safety nets in America right now. It's up to us to take care of our neighbors. But things are about to get real tight. I just did a video where I talked about folks from the Port Authority in Seattle and economics experts and how they were saying it's going to hit us in a couple of weeks. It may not look that bad yet, but in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, it's going to be a rough scene. So are there things we should be stocking up on that we need that might not be available? Again, I don't mean hoarding things. I don't mean seeing this as an opportunity for you to make a big profit off of people who are struggling. Don't be that person. Sorry if I'm chastising y'all. None of you are the folks who would do that, but I gotta say it. But there are very real things that we need to make sure we have on hand because very soon they might not be available, or they might be double or triple the cost. As a coffee addict, like I'm immediately thinking about the fact that coffee has already doubled in price since Trump came into office. It's probably going to be one of the things that I buy and I put in vacuum sealed bags and I put in the freezer because you can freeze coffee for up to a year. I just want to have a little bit on reserve in case it becomes unavailable because I can't handle caffeine withdrawal. But there's other things like medication, or my sister was saying, like, what about your CPAP supplies? Lots of medical equipment is made in China and may be harder to get. So if there are important medical supplies that you need, you might consider buying more of them now. What about KN95 masks? But even things like ibuprofen, Band-Aids. Oh, I think America's about to realize how much of our stuff is made in China. We're about to realize how dependent we are on imports from China. So what's on your list? What do you think would be responsible to collect a little bit more of right now before those things might potentially become unavailable? I obviously think it's a good idea for everybody to have some basics on hand, right? Beans, rice, gallons of water. I sound like a prepper, and that's a little bit wild. But this is the America that we have right now, y'all. This is what Donald Trump has done to us. We are scrambling to make sure that we have basic necessities in the wealthiest country in the world in 2025. Not because of any global pandemic, not because of any international crisis, entirely because of Donald Trump's whims. entirely because of his cruel, chaotic vision of how he wants to run America. Run it right into the fucking ground. Okay, I'm going to quote from this article from MSN. As 2025 barrels forward, a silent crisis is brewing on America's shores, one that's about to hit consumers where it hurts. Prices are rising, shelves are thinning, and behind it all is a supply chain unraveling in real time. Container traffic has plunged 27% since March, with some terminals reporting 0 inbound ships. New tariffs, collapsing import volumes, and snarled logistics are turning major U.S. ports into ghost towns. They are signaling a new wave of shortages and inflation that could soon reach every household in America. So the author of this piece, Emily Allard, here's what she's recommending you stock up on, and then I would love to hear what you're stocking up on, and I'll tell you some of my thoughts as well. She says non-perishable items like canned goods and dry staples, paper products like toilet paper and paper towels, basic cleaning supplies. The next one is medical supplies and over-the-counter medications. I would also argue you should have your prescriptions filled. You should have a good supply of your prescriptions on hand. If you're able to get a larger supply, put a portion of it in your bug-out bag. This is one my sister mentioned and I hadn't really thought of, a pet food. And likewise, pet medications. As we saw during the first supply chain crisis, anything that you need to care for your baby may be in short supply. That includes formula, and honestly, the way the USDA and FDA are going when it comes to our food safety and inspections, I would just educate yourself about what sources of infant food are safest. I hate to have to say that, but diapers, wipes, things like that. Just gonna plug cloth diapers here. Did them with all 4 of my kids. I know not everybody has the capacity or has access to a washer and dryer, but for us, it was really cheap. You buy one set and they last for kid after kid. In general, the more things that you can cut back on, the more things you have that are reusable, the less you will be impacted by this crisis that's about to hit us. The more you use disposable products, the more often you need to purchase something, obviously, the more impacted you're going to be by this. Flashlights, light bulbs, batteries, matches, candles, solar chargers, portable crank radios, battery banks, those are all good things to think about, especially as we're looking at Musk and Trump destabilizing the electric grid in places, no longer paying for proper maintenance and repairs. Are there any imported foods that are really important to you in your household, like coffee for me? Are you a big tea drinker? I guarantee you tea prices. Any imported goods like wine or olive oil, specialty foods, spices. So what else? What is on your list? How can we better prepare in a conscious way that considers our neighbors for this completely artificial crisis that Trump has manufactured, this time of difficulty, deprivation, struggle, and suffering that we don't need to be living through? This did not need to happen. How do we better prepare? How do we prepare for this in a way that cares for our households and is conscious of the community as well?
I just bought a watermelon for $9, guys. $9 for a freaking watermelon. And this watermelon is not a fancy watermelon, okay? It's not from Whole Foods. It's not organic. It's an Albertsons watermelon for $9. Last year they were like $5, and even then I was like, $5 for a watermelon? God damn, that's expensive. But $9, $9.99, not even $9, almost $10 for a watermelon is insane. Like, I don't know how I'm going to continue to be able to feed my kids with the way things are going. Like, everything is just rising expeditiously, and I'm nervous. You should be nervous. $10 for a watermelon? I didn't eat the watermelon, but are we really at that place where we're having to sacrifice fruits and vegetables to feed our kids? Like, that's insanity. This is crazy. $10 for a watermelon? That watermelon better be freaking good when I cut it, or else I'm gonna be pissed.
Y'all, I was just in the Whole Foods getting my little yerba mate drinks because I'm addicted. But there was this woman in front of me, and her bill was over $500. She had 2 little kids with her. I've never been more happy to be a single human with no children in my life. There is no way that I could afford that, like, on my educator salary. So Godspeed to her, whatever her and her husband do, or her and her partner do. $500? Like, how long do those groceries even last? I can't. I don't know how people are making it out here. How are y'all making it out here?
All anyone can talk about is tariffs, but nobody's bringing up the fact that oil prices have just hit a 4-year low, meaning that gas prices are about to plummet. Watch this.
Oil was $76, now it's $65. Gasoline prices are going to plummet. Any other time, that would be the number one story. In fact, if you go to the polls, what will get you elected as president? Much cheaper gasoline or Wall Street crying? I'm just being honest about it, right? So, yeah, people have these stocks in it.
This is, of course, because of Trump's tariffs. While OPEC has been piling on supply, investors see tariffs as a growth killer, making the price of oil go down. What are you more concerned with, the price of stocks or the price at the pump? As always, I want to hear what you think about all of this down below.
Yeah, I voted for Trump, but he said that gas prices are less than $2.99 a gallon. I'm here at Wawa, and I just paid $3.69 a gallon. I don't know about anybody else, but I think Florida is like the ugly duckling of the states in the United States, because we just get shit. Like, this state sucks. There's no break here.
Why was this $7.99? $8? $8 for some raspberries in the shape of a heart? And yes, I did buy them because I love raspberries, but this is
I'm Wendy Brew. I own Dry Ridge Farm in Madison County in western North Carolina. It'll affect us on everything from fertilizer to construction materials to tractors, new equipment, but not just new equipment, like tractor parts. All farmers do their own maintenance on their equipment.
My name is Peter Andrews. I'm the founder of Culture Wine Company, an importer, wholesaler, and focused on South African wine. Right now, I have a container that's leaving South Africa. That alone will probably be tariffed just because I missed it by about a 7-hour window to get it out.
Hi, my name is Sunny Kim. I own and manage American Made Apparel, which is a Denver-based cut and sew factory. I would say tariffs, for the most part, have been, for me, in the immediate realm, more detrimental because I source a lot of my materials, threads, and notions from China. There's a lot more inquiries, and possibly I could get more business from it. But for now, I'm especially seeing a downturn as far as profit margin because my costs have gone up as well.
I'm Chris Pence, and I'm the co-founder and president of Hand Ceramics in Burlington, North Carolina. We work with a handful of restaurants and hotels in Canada currently, or have been. Unfortunately, the Canadian business that we have has completely gone away, and the Canadian companies that we've been working with for many years are no longer interested in buying our products solely because we're an American company.
A lot of our markets have been impacted by cuts to USDA grants that used to allow farmers to sell to local institutions, hospitals, schools, that used to incentivize those institutions to buy locally. And so it's been 4 months of just one thing after the other.
I do feel like it's going to cause us to get more inquiries that potentially will land bigger accounts in the future. They do affect my costs initially, but I'm hoping that in the long run, people will realize keeping manufacturing in the U.S. will actually be a better thing for the long run, and also for them to be able to offer an American-made line.
I want the wines to be fairly priced to consumers in the end. And so what will happen is farmers will take a hit, producers will take a hit, I will take a hit, and then, consumers will see higher prices.
These are supply chains that take many, many years to create relationships. These are people's jobs. Some of the impacts for us have been that we've had to reduce some of our workforce, and these are people who've worked for me for many years. And these are real life impacts. These are real impacts to me, to my family, and to my community that I feel need to be really considered when making these kinds of sweeping changes.
This is a drastic hit for us. We have $250,000 in inventory stuck in China right now. Can't ship it here. We don't have $400,000 to pay the tariffs that Trump wants on those right now. So we've had to freeze all shipments, all orders, all production. And sadly, we've had to let go of most of our people already this year. If these tariffs don't end tomorrow, we're out of business in months.
You've had to let go people? How many people have you had to let go?
Yeah, we had 12 people at the beginning of the year. We're down to 5 employees now.
So I work in healthcare, and Hong Kong just announced yesterday that they were completely stopping all postal service to the United States. Hong Kong. Okay. And we get 50% of all of our medical supplies and 91% of our medications from China. So hospitals are going to close. Yeah. What immediate action will you take to stop this? Hospitals are going to be immediately crippled as soon as next week.
You think it's just real estate that's going to crash? 27% of Americans are using the services buy now, pay later for groceries. 27%. And last year, it used to be 14%. And it gets even more interesting. We're looking at multifamily apartment buildings. There's a Publix next to it. And something kicked in, Floridians. Why is Publix more expensive than Whole Foods? That makes no sense. I don't know why landlords are continuing to raise the prices on all these businesses. Restaurants are closing, and they just can't keep paying the rent. What's next? $50 margaritas? Get ready for the real estate market to take a really big dip. I hope you are sitting on a lot of cash. And if you're not sitting on a lot of cash, you can always join OB Capital. It's a global real estate fund. You can join with as little as $1,000. We buy multifamily apartments and we allocate the cash flow into a diversified crypto portfolio. This is a long-term generational wealth in the making. You can sign up below, or you can go to my profile and sign up there.
I went to Aldi. I have watermelon grapes, kiwi, acai bowls, granola, bananas, pineapple, strawberries, chicken meat for my salad, yogurt, oranges, apple, bread, noodles, cat litter, and some avocado. Besides the cat litter and the noodles, I had a gallon of milk. Okay, the gallon of milk. This was $77 and some change. This is insane. I don't know how we're gonna make it. Again, this was $77. Yeah. I need a fourth job at this point.
Okay, I have a question. How do y'all grocery shop? And I know that sounds crazy, but I feel like I'm grocery shopping wrong. And yeah. So it's just me and my daughter. We don't really eat heavy, or I don't even know how to say that. Like, I don't snack. She brings her lunch. We're like we just don't eat excessively. But as you know, groceries are high. And it's not that I feel like we're wasting food, but I'm trying to make my grocery bill smaller. But then it's like, I don't even know how to explain what I'm trying to avoid. But let's just use this as an example. And I'm using eggs. I know eggs are expensive. So let's think beyond the fact that they're high. If you had this amount of eggs left, so this is 6 eggs, would you go ahead and buy more eggs so when these 6 run out, or would you just let them run out and then buy eggs? So are you buying food and already having it available, or are you only buying food when it runs out? Just like these. My daughter, she drinks one of these every day before school, so that's 5 days a week. Well, she has 3 left. Do you go ahead and buy them? The more that I ask this, I feel like it sounds dumb, but then it also makes sense to me in my head, because I'm like, I don't want my grocery bill to be so high. But then also, if she drinks those 3 and then I go on Wednesday to replace them, it's like I might as well have purchased them. I don't know if this makes sense. It's a random thought, but I'm just like, I feel like I'm buying groceries wrong because why every time I go to the store, it's high. I just rewatched that and I'm like, I don't even understand what I'm asking. I can't. No, for real, why is my bill? It shouldn't be $100 every time I go to the store and I only leave out with like 10 things. Huh? You know what also made me ask this? 2 things. For one, like using the back to the egg example. I don't eat eggs every day. So it's like, I'll just go into and that's how my daughter and I both are with snacks. We will dog something out, like eat it every day, and then the next week we don't like it. So like for eggs, right now, I don't think I like eggs. But Tuesday, I could go through 7 eggs. Another thing, I'm watching, like when I'm watching vlogs and watching people on social media, all my little vlogger girlies, they stay going to the market, going to the store. And I'm like, are people, maybe people are eating their food. Are people eating the food or are they buying like groceries? Girl, I don't know. This is starting to become too long. Just tell me how you grocery shop. That's all I want to know.
I'm going to tell y'all right now. If we don't have food on these shelves in 2 weeks, it's not going to be good. Crime rate is going to go to an all-time high. It is going to be horrible. If people have to travel hours and hours and hours to go find a location that has food on the shelves, they're going to be pissed. Listen, the YNs are going to come out of the woodworks. And they're going to be coming and it's going to be horrible. Everybody, not just them, everybody. Okay? Because if I don't have no food to feed my children, and I'm speaking of just any person, okay? If I don't have food to feed my children, I'm going to figure out how to get it. Okay? And I'm going to get it and I'm going to get it good. Okay? So this is not going to be good. People in my videos are like, well, I'm just going to steal. If the groceries and all this stuff go up, ain't no food on it, whatever it is, if I need it, I'm going to steal it. And I don't agree with nothing, but at this point, I'm just kind of like.
Is anybody else seeing a food shortage at the grocery store? I went earlier today just trying to get some basic stuff to make dinner for us and couldn't find a lot of basic stuff in the produce section. And then the egg section looked like it was also picked over pretty clean. $8 for a dozen eggs, by the way. Not super cheap. Anyway, just curious to know if other people are experiencing this. I'm in Northwest Washington, so maybe it's just isolated to Northwest Washington, but curious if other people are dealing with it as well. Thanks, Donald Trump.
So Rolling Stones talked to Trump officials and aides, and they have been stockpiling food and other household items in anticipation of everything getting worse under the tariffs. Now, I'm going to preface this whole conversation with polling just came out that shows that Trump hasn't lost any support. His popularity may be the lowest of any president at this juncture, but very few people regret voting for him. So this is where we're at right now. But going back to this original piece by Rolling Stone, I have to ask, why would Trump officials and their aides stockpile if they trust what this administration is doing? I mean, if your goal is really to build back prosperity and bring back manufacturing in the United States, why in the world would you support an administration that is going to create total havoc to the point where your own staff are stockpiling food and household items? I mean, it begs the question, Is that really required to bring back prosperity in America? Is it really required? Is that really the only way? Is that really the smartest way? And, it's just so crazy that the administration is not publicly telling everybody, hey, things are really going to get so bad that you guys need to buy backup freezers and carve out some shelf space and go empty the grocery stores because our people are doing it because they know what's coming. Like they're protecting their own and not protecting their base of voters who are voting for this and trusting in this administration. It's just like, it's like an alternate reality. This is just so bad.
Grocery prices are going up as food is being recalled and there's about to be a food shortage. Yeah, the shelves are about to be empty because of the tariffs being put in place, but the price of food is still going up. Yeah, the price of the eggs is still going up. Yeah, I don't see that going down anytime soon. And also, every food that you can think of has been recalled. Yeah, like literally every single food that exists in America has been recalled at this point. Like, I don't even know what the fuck we can eat. And I'm not even joking. I'm being serious. I don't know what there is to eat. So I don't know what there is to eat, but then what there is to eat, there's a little amount of what is left to eat. And then the little amount of what is actually left to eat is 10 times much more money now because of the tariffs and inflation, raising the prices on foods that are being recalled. Yeah, crazy. All the while, there's about to be no food anyway. There's about to be no food on the fucking shelves because all of this shit is insane. Like, what? There's not even good foods to eat anyway. Like, the food is actually making us sick and it's being recalled. But at the same time, the prices of the food is going up. And there's about to be no food on the shelves because of tariffs going into play. Like, bitch, that's diabolical. That's truly diabolical, actually.
Okay, can we just talk about how insanely expensive everything has gotten? I know this has been happening for a while, but I don't know. I think it like hit me the other day. I got a grande, which is medium size, like iced latte at Starbucks, and it wasn't even anything special, and it was almost $8 for coffee. Like, I be drinking coffee all the time, and I'm just like, it should be like $5 is even like kind of pricey to me. Like, I feel like coffee should be like $4 or something. So the fact that it was almost $8, I was like, what? And it's like, now I like don't even want to go to Starbucks because I'm like, you're not even as good as 7 Brew or something. So I'm just like, and you're more expensive. Like, I just can't. But anyways, yeah, that was really crazy. Or like fast food, like everything. You go to the grocery store and you buy 5 items and it's easily $100 and you're like, what? Like, I got 5 items. I don't know. I just like, it's so insanely bad and expensive. And I'm just like, when's it gonna stop? When's it gonna stop? Because I just feel like every time it just keeps getting higher and higher. And I'm just like, people can't live like this. Like, people cannot live like this. We can't keep going.
So you got everybody who's been complaining about Trump and the tariffs, but nobody's complaining about how the prices of gas are dropping down. Right now, we have literally the cheapest gas prices that we've had in maybe the last 5 years, but nobody's talking about it. Gas was literally just almost $4 in Atlanta, and you can go to the most luxurious part of Atlanta in Buckhead right now, and gas is below $3. In some areas throughout Atlanta, gas is as low as $2.70. These are some of the cheapest prices that we've literally had in the last 5 years. And there's nobody talking about it. And everyone keeps on thinking that things are going to affect them with the tariffs. The tariffs are not going to affect you directly, especially if you're an entrepreneur. Unless you're ordering something over the amount of $800, the tariffs are not going to affect you. And in return, when you guys are no longer having to pay income tax, then make sure you guys mention that part too.
Yeah, $3.39, $4.09, $4.69. Well, all those gas prices are really coming down there, Trumpster dumpster.
Energy just hit $1.98 in a couple of states. It's way down. You have gasoline that hit $1.98 yesterday in a couple of states. Gasoline yesterday in 3 states hit $1.98 a gallon.
Here to fact check for us is CNN's fact checker Daniel Dale. Daniel, is there truth in this?
No truth to any of those claims, Jake. So on the days the president was referring to there, last Wednesday and Thursday, there was not a single state that had its average gas price any lower than $2.70. So nowhere near $1.98. Now people might say, well, the president didn't say average prices. He said prices. So maybe there were some gas stations in some states selling for $1.98. I asked the firm GasBuddy about this. GasBuddy tracks tens of thousands of stations across the country. They found zero stations anywhere in the country, anywhere below $2.19. So that's wrong too. Now, I'll add that I asked the White House about this. They not only couldn't corroborate the president's claim, but they introduced another lie in sending me a response about the previous lie. They said that if big city reporters actually went out to middle America, they would see that gas prices there are at record lows. Well, I looked into that as well, Jake. Also not true. We're nowhere near record lows anywhere in this country.
Oh, you city slicker, Daniel Dale.
Terrible.
President Trump.
It is no secret that grocery prices have skyrocketed over the years. So here's how we are saving money on our groceries in 2025. Pay attention to where you are buying which groceries. You will be shocked if you pay attention to how much groceries are at different stores. And I'm not saying overall. You will find that it is a vast difference between this product at this grocery store and this brand at this grocery store. It is not one store across the board is cheaper. Every product, every brand is different at every single store. So we try and prioritize buying as much organic groceries as possible, which obviously is a little bit more expensive. But we have found that organic eggs are an insane price right now. If I want to get organic eggs, Whole Foods has the best price by far. Like, I'm talking $5 differences from other stores. We always keep a little bit of heavy cream on hand. Organic heavy cream, the cheapest price I can find, Target. Other organic dairy, the cheapest place I can find, again, Whole Foods. We buy the Siete refried beans because you will not find me making refried beans from scratch. No, thank you. But they have great ingredients in them. Okay, at Whole Foods, they are $3.50 a can. King Soopers, our local Kroger, $4 a can. Insane. I'm not spending $4 a can on freaking beans. Target, $2.19 a can. It is insane. Pay attention to where you're buying your groceries. I promise you it will be saving you money in 2025.
I usually mind my business, but Trump keep lying, talking about the egg prices down. Egg prices is not down. The fuck is he talking about? What? What egg prices down, Trump? You a lying ass bitch. Lying ass nigga. Man, we came to get some breakfast food for the kids, but eggs was the highest thing. Like, what the fuck? How the fuck is eggs the highest thing? Trump be lying, bro. We're at the greatest numbers we've ever seen. Lying ass bitch. Just be fucking lying. Oh. Talking about gas $1.98. Nigga, I just paid $3 something yesterday. Lying ass bitch. Nigga, stay lying.
I just got back from the grocery store, and honestly, thank God I don't go to the grocery store much because I get a lot of my food from a farm. But I don't know how y'all with big families buy food. It is crazy. I'm going to show you what I bought. Guess how much this cost. I literally bought barely anything. Creamer. Okay, these were buy one, get one. So I didn't even pay for that one. All right. Yeah, I had to have some chicken wings, and I'll even show you the price to give you a little help. All right. Yes, I buy organic meat. Can't stand the stuff that looks like red spaghetti. All right, so there's 4 things. Butter. Spaghetti. This was buy one, get one, so didn't even pay for that. And then, you know, my bad thing. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 products. 8 products. Look at that crazy price. $51 for 8 items. I need to start growing my own garden, I think.
I recently had to pay $491 just so I could pick up my Essence package from the post office because of all the import tax and duties since it's a package from Canada. Obviously, I did not want to pay that, but I am very scared of confrontation, and there was a huge line of people forming behind me at the post office. So when the USPS employee told me the total, I had no choice but to just throw up a little bit in my mouth and Apple Pay.
I feel like the past 24 hours has just been a complete nightmare. 104% on imports coming from China. 104%. And that means my small business that I put everything into is fucking done. I quit my corporate job about a year and a half ago to chase my dreams. I designed and launched a kids fitness brand, and it was going great. I paid fair wages. I built relationships. And then overnight, the cost just more than doubled. My margins were gone. You know, my business doesn't pay for a yacht or a private jet. It pays for our daughter's swim classes. It covers groceries. It helps with babysitters for date nights. This isn't just numbers on a policy sheet. It's real people, real jobs, real families. And now I'm back at square one. So wish me luck.